Emma James of Media Watch, and the reaction, the continued fallout to the words of Donald Trump alongside Vladimir Putin. Trump now saying that he misspoke when he was alongside the Russian president. But certainly with the fallout, Trump's been under a lot of pressure to, well, basically change his story.
Yes, very much so. And I hesitate to use the word unprecedented because we seem to have to use it so often during this Trump presidency. However, some of the words and images that we've seen in the coverage of that summit in Helsinki do feel very unusual, certainly. The New York Daily News, not unusual for them to go after the US president. They are often very critical of him, but certainly this imagery very, very strong. Open treason, the headline. And you've got Donald Trump holding hands with Vladimir Putin while shooting at point-blank range in the head of Uncle Sam. Now, you'll notice as well, you've got the road sign Fifth Avenue there. That, of course, a reference to Donald Trump's claim during the campaign for his presidency that he could go out onto Fifth Avenue and shoot someone and people would still go out and vote for him. Now, perhaps more interestingly and more importantly is that the normally far more conservative New York Post also had a very strong front page, see no evil, implying really that he is just closing his eyes to it, and notice that they refer to Vladimir Putin as the wicked best friend forever of Donald Trump. Cartoonists too coming up with some very strong images showing Donald Trump in a very weak position, being held aloft here as a trophy in Helsinki by Putin, and this one too by Matt Werker in Politico. You've got the GOP elephant in the background saying, "What looks like a perfectly normal summit to me," and Trump there is a dancing bear performing for Vladimir Putin. Now, Donald Trump himself initially tried to defend what he had said, saying he had an even better meeting with Vladimir Putin of Russia. Sadly, it's not being reported that way. The fake news is going crazy. But what may have made a difference here in terms of him actually climbing down on what he said out there is the fact that it's not just his media foes that were speaking out. Fox and Friends, the host Brian Kilmeade, actually had a message directly to the president on air to say, "You got it wrong with Putin." That will have hit home. It's one of his favourite programmes. We know that he watches it all the time. Also, the Wall Street Journal, normally very Trump-friendly, had this to say, that this appearance was a personal and national embarrassment. For a rare moment in his presidency, Mr. Trump projected weakness, they say in this article. It's written by the editorial board of the newspaper. They say that he was beseeching Mr. Putin for a better relationship, while the Russian played it cool.
He didn't even smile, Putin, did he? Great poker player. Now then, what do people make of this climb down by Donald Trump? Sorry. Yes, Donald Trump, yes.
Yes, indeed.
Excuse me.
It's interesting to see that there don't seem to be too many people trying to defend this one. Not surprising that Chuck Schumer, the Democratic senator, is one of the first out of the blocks to comment on this. President Trump tried to squirm away from what he said yesterday. It's 24 hours too late and in the wrong place. Lots of people feeling that this just was not enough and it's not fooling anyone. This particular journalist saying that sentence just doesn't sit well with anything else that he said. It doesn't fit in with it. He's trying to con Americans, won't take responsibility. Sad, a bit of a Mickey taking really of Donald Trump's way of speaking. This person saying, "I don't see why Trump would lie. I mean, wouldn't. I was supposed to say would not." See how stupid that sounds? Because that's basically what he has said. He didn't mean to say that he didn't think it would be Russia. He meant to say he couldn't see why it would not be Russia. So it is very unbelievable. And also a reporter who was there for those remarks actually tried 3 times to ask him to publicly condemn Putin for that election interference. All 3 times he says he was either thanked or ignored.
And his climb down is so facile. You wonder how stupid he actually thinks people are and how stupid his advisors think people are. Let's move on from that controversy to another one. This one's here in France. Many people left disappointed by the big celebrations here in Paris well, basically praise the World Cup winners coming back with the trophy from Moscow, but not everybody happy.
No, we did see some wonderful images from the Champs-Élysées and also from the Élysée Palace, where there were celebrations last night alongside the French president. These kind of images with the whole team there smiling with the World Cup. But if you weren't among the 3,000 people invited to that, then you might be feeling a little bit shortchanged right now. Lots of people taking to Twitter to say that they felt that the public element of these celebrations was not good enough. Waiting under the sun for close to 3 hours and then being able to see nothing because of the smoke bombs that were let off. It says it's this Twitter user saying it's the fastest bus in history because that bus ride was much quicker than we have seen previously when victorious teams have toured the Champs-Élysées. This person said he waited 20 years to see a bus pass by furtively. Next time, why not have them fly over Paris in a Rafale jet? That would be even more rapid. This Twitter user saying that the bus was as quick as Mbappe was on the pitch. And just to give you an idea of how fast it did pass by, this Twitter user seemed to be very happy with what happened, but a little disappointed at just how quickly the bus did pass by. They only took 12 minutes to go down the whole of the Champs-Élysées, whereas in 1998, 20 years ago, when the team won the World Cup, they spent 2 hours on the Champs-Élysées. So very different, and of course, baking hot temperatures for people to be waiting in. Some people didn't mind, though. This person saying, I'm there, I was there, I took this photo, I'm very happy. And it is a great photograph that she has got there. But some people feeling that really Emmanuel Macron hijacked proceedings, hijacked the players. This cartoon has him saying, don't thank me, and he's there driving the bus as though it's all down to him. So it is interesting to see. It's not the only controversy either. It got worse. They were due to appear at Le Crillon, or at least that's what everybody thought, because that's what normally happens when a team wins a big game like that or a big tournament. Hundreds and hundreds of people waiting patiently and joyously in front of Le Crillon, a big hotel in Paris, right in the centre. We're not tired, says this Twitter user. Everyone thought it was going to happen. The chef had said that they were preparing the food for the deal, but this is how it ended, and it's a very sorry affair. They never turned up at Le Crillon. The Football Federation claimed it was never going to happen, but there are some people wondering whether perhaps that's a little bit not on the right side of truth.
So the truth certainly obscured on that one. Some people not happy indeed, but many, of course, obviously pleased just to have been there and seen 15 seconds as the bus passed by. It does seem very quick, doesn't it?
Very quick. After all those hours of waiting in the baking hot temperatures.
And no tour of the city. That strikes me as strange
no,
too.
Absolutely.
Why not extend it, you know?
Stark contrast to what we saw in Croatia and in Belgium too, where they were celebrating their third place, where the members of the public were at the heart of those celebrations.
Emma James from Media Watch, thank you very much indeed. Great to see you. Thanks to